I write, as you know, everybody knows, I write under the name Rachel Heath. I've written Erotica. Now, interestingly, I wrote for a lot of things for something called CF Publications, which specialized in spanking stories. And one thing about the spanking crowd was that they were, to a large extent, they were divided up into two groups. One, those who spank men, man spanks man group, and then everybody else. Female spanks female, female spanks man spanks woman. They were all kind of mixed up into that group, and they kind of stayed away from the man spanks man people who did not always identify as gay men. Some of them said they weren't interested in any sort of sex act with other men. Now, one thing about writing stories is you had to be very careful when you write about minors. I did, in fact, write a saga about this guy, Bert Siegel, I think is, if I remember correctly, is what I named him. And he started out as a teenager, but one of the things about it is when you write about a teenager, neither he or she or the adult can be consciously aware of any sexual element. It has to simply be discipline. But I can't help but wonder, how often in real life is there an unconscious sexual element in discipline? Okay? It's one of the reasons that nuns are notoriously harsh on their young charges in parochial school. Is there, in fact, a sexual element there that maybe they're not consciously aware of? You know, it's a possibility. And, for example, I did this, the thing about that Bert saga was it was based on somebody I knew who had button phobia. Since he was a child, he never wanted to wear anything that had buttons in it. And so the idea was that you had to spank his bare bottom and keep spanking it until he would wear the thing that had buttons. And that was, in fact, his major fantasy, was to be spanked into wearing buttons. Okay, and like one of the stories I wrote was called Buttoning Up Bert. And then there was another one called Bert Gets It Again. And the man who inspired the story said, "Poor Bert, he never catches a break." And I told him, well, you wouldn't want it any other way, would you? If you like what you saw here, please subscribe to my channel, okay?